Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Nate Basinger, the man they call the Count. From Swampland Jewels, Diplomats of Solid Sound, among others. And you're here in your guise as a member of the Swampland Jewels.
I sure am.
If you're watching the video and look very closely, you can see the logo on Nate's hat and a very cool poster in the background, which we're going to talk about here in just a little bit because it is really cool.
Shameless self-promotion.
It's all about shameless self-promotion. So, got some gigs coming up. So what's been going on Swampland Jewels wise?
Well, we're excited to to announce that we've got some Carnival shows coming up. It is Mardi Gras season, Carnival season, and after kind of a little bit of a winter break, we're happy to kind of get back out there and play music for everybody.
It's especially when you have a big keyboard that you got to drag around. And for those who don't know, Nate's a keyboard player. Those winter gigs, cold temps, lots of snow, that's even harder.
It is. Now, granted, with the Swampland Jewels, it is a little bit easier because I get to play accordion.
You're taking your accordion out.
Although I do bring keyboards out with that band too. But yes, it does make it a little bit easier, but we're going to brave it. We're going to go out and do these carnival shows.
Doesn't matter how cold it is during Mardi Gras season, you got to do it.
It's true. And here in Iowa, it's like they say February is the longest, shortest month of the year, something like that. And it's very true. It's very true. So we're hoping to bring a little bit of fun to everybody's winter.
So got several shows to celebrate Mardi Gras season. So why don't we run down that list and we'll mention them again.
Sure. We already did a couple, but here on the poster, we're playing, if you look at it, we're playing in Rock Island on the 13th. We're going to play I can look at the poster. We're going to play at Club 76 in North Liberty on the 14th, and then on the 17th, which is Fat Tuesday, we're going to be playing with the Dandelion Stompers at Wildwood Saloon, and then we're going to kind of close off this little run here in Cedar Rapids at Old Neighborhood Pub on Sunday the 22nd.
In the extended Mardi Gras season after Fat Tuesday.
It's Carnival season. We'll just call it Carnival season, and it can extend.
So you've been on many times before with both the Diplomats and the Swampland Jewels. But for those who may not be familiar, talk about the difference between your kind of two main groups.
Well, I mean, the Swampland Jewels, we started by playing a lot of kind of blues tunes and kind of the Gulf Coast oldies, like kind of songs that when I lived in Austin, Texas, that the kinds of songs that you're kind of expected to play in that scene, for the dancers, right? And then we started just getting together, my friends and I, here in Iowa City, and started playing those songs. And then we were asked to do. It's kind of interesting. We were asked to do a crawfish boil, and we were like, "Yeah, we could get something together for that." And then we called it the Swampland Jewels, and one thing led to another, and we've been playing now for about 4 years, and it's been a lot of fun kind of playing a different style of music, although now we're we are starting to do more music by the original music and music by Iowa artists as well, like we're doing some Joe Price and some Dave Moore songs and stuff as well, versus the Diplomats, which Diplomats of Solid Sound, which is started as an organ quartet, in the style of Booker T and the MGs, and then over time, it kind of morphed into this show band with horns and singers.
Add the vocalists,
and all of this stuff. And, of course, that band, interestingly enough, this is the 20th year of having singers in that band, which is kind of crazy. And it's I don't even know how many years the band has existed. I know I've played in the band for 27 or 28 years, but
all of a sudden you turn around and it's been that long a time.
Yeah.
I was talking to Sarah Cram, one of the singers in the Diplomats, and she said that you all had a pretty nice run in Des Moines at the Ingersoll there that is reopened.
Yeah, the Diplomats played in the Ingersoll last weekend. It was really nice. If you're in Des Moines, you should go check it out. Check out a show. It's a little bit of a different scene because it's a dinner theater.
Yeah, often don't think of, you think of dinner theater as being like a play or a musical, not necessarily a concert.
Yeah, they do both, and it's an interesting scene, and I think everyone who went had a good time. What was really interesting was that Abby, who sings with the Diplomats, took a survey of the audience, and she said, "We've been singing with these guys for 20 years. How many of you have seen us before?" And a handful of people applauded. And then she said, "Well, how many of you have never seen us before?" Many more people applauded. And that was one of those things where you're like, wow, who would have thought there's there's like a different crowd of people who haven't seen that band.
So now I'm kind of curious, just as a keyboard player, and of course you said in the Swampland Jewels you play the accordion.
And some keyboards.
Yeah, and some keyboards. Is that talk to me about the mental and physical difference of, what I'm saying is, what parts of being a keyboard player translate easily to the accordion, and what parts are, oh my God, this is a completely different skill set.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're playing a piano accordion, which has like the piano keys on it, it's sort of like playing piano, only it's on your chest. And you can't really look at your fingers. You have to just kind of know where everything is. So really that's very similar to playing organ or keyboards, and actually it has a very similar sound to playing organ. So there's a lot of organ players who also play accordion, or like who started as accordion players as kids and then moved to keyboards and accordion. In fact, or keyboards and organ. In fact, a lot of organ players, of a certain age started out on accordion. Yeah, so
yes.
you do. So there is a lot of overlap in that regards. Now, once you start playing, like accordions that, the little button boxes that don't have piano keys. Now that gets you into a whole other world, like a whole different set of logic, and then the limitations of that instrument then challenge you to come up with creative ways around things, and that's kind of what gives it, when we do choose to play like more traditional things that come from either like Louisiana or Texas or whatever that have button accordion, it gives it that kind of quality that the piano accordion can't really do.
You mentioned before we turned on the microphones that you all are going to be bringing out a new album.
Yeah, we are in the process of recording a new record, and we will be going into the studio after these shows to hopefully finish the new record. It's going to be called Sing a Song of Home. That's the title track to the record. And it's going to be mostly originals, if not all originals. Kind of depends on how this next session goes. There's going to be some guests on the record to be announced, guests. So we hope everybody will check it out and enjoy it. Kind of builds on our last record, which had maybe more of a world music component to it, and then this next record it's going to have a little bit more of a blues component too. It's going to be a little funkier than the last record. So hope everybody checks it out.
Well, I'm putting in KCCK's reservation for one of the very first copies.
Course, yeah.
So the Swampland Jewels, their Mardi Gras season tour begins the 13th of February in Rock Island, then a Valentine show. What did you say you were calling the Valentine show?
Cajun Valentines.
I like it. And then, of course, your traditional Fat Tuesday show. This is something that's been going on for a while. Katie often comes in and talks about this as the Dandelion Stompers
they've done it for many years, and we've done it for this will be our fourth year probably.
Yeah, that's always a huge time at Wildwood. So that one is Dandelion Stompers and Swampland Jewels. Yep. And then you extend the season in Cedar Rapids at the Old Neighborhood Pub. And that's the Sunday afternoon show.
Afternoon show.
So that will be the February 22nd,
yes.
I think. Do you have an online presence if people want to learn more about the band and miss the schedule and that kind of thing?
Yeah, the swamplandjewels.com, also Facebook, Instagram. All the shows are updated on the website. And we also have a Bandcamp page if people want to buy things like records and CDs. That's how we do the online sales. As far as posters go, you have to go to a show to buy one of the commemorative posters.
Yeah, and again, I can't describe it for the radio. Let's just say there's a crawfish and an accordion involved.
Every instrument. The Crawfish is playing all of the instruments, and we're particularly happy about this poster design. It was done by Mike Taltman from Euphorchestra. Some of the listeners might know, who also has like this very successful business.
Hugely. So, I mean, he does graphic design for some of the biggest acts in the world.
And corporate people like the Super Bowl. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but he did a Super Bowl commission too. So he's really well-known graphic artist, and we were just really lucky that he was able to fit us into his schedule.
It's a great poster, and if nothing else, go get your commemorative poster and enjoy.
We'll be giving some out and selling some at the shows. So we don't need the box of posters.
Well, again, the swamplandjewels.com if you'd like details on these or any other shows, or just to get on the list to know about upcoming events with the Swampland Jewels. Nate, always great to see you. Thanks for coming in, and boy, have fun. Have a fun Mardi Gras season.
Well, thank you. Thanks for all the things you guys do up here promoting live music.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.